A boy from Rosario injects his legs every night so he can keep growing. 2 decades later, the same kid flies home on a private jet with his name on the steps, parks a supercar in a Miami tower that lifts cars into living rooms, and signs deals that pay more than entire clubs' payrolls. This isn't just a sports story. It's a blueprint for turning genius into an empire. Welcome to Lionel Messi's life. Quiet, precise, unbelievably rich. Chapter 1. The Needle and the Dream. Rosario, 1987. A shy kid dribbles a ball through dust and broken concrete. By 11, doctors confirm it. Growth hormone deficiency. The price to keep growing is brutal for an ordinary family. Needles. Every night. Pain. Every night. A fax from Spain changes everything. Barcelona will fund the treatment. The contract is written on a napkin in a restaurant, but the gamble is real. At 13, Messi leaves home and geography behind for La Masia. He trades comfort for a chance. At 17, he debuts for Barcelona. It's not fireworks, it's footwork. The game bends around him like metal around a magnet. Records fall and never stand back up. 8 Ballon d'Ors, 4 Champions Leagues. The all-time top scorer for the club that defined an era. In 2022, he lifted the World Cup as Argentina's captain. In 2024, he adds Copa America. The boy who had to fight to grow becomes the man the sport grew around. Chapter 2. How much is greatness worth? Estimates put his net worth around the $600 to $800 million range, with career earnings comfortably over $1 billion when you add salaries, bonuses, and endorsements. In peak years, Forbes slots him at or near the top for the highest-paid athlete, with seasons totaling around $130 million in income. His Adidas lifetime deal reportedly pays in the mid-8 figures annually. PepsiCo, Gatorade, MasterCard, Huawei, Budweiser, Louis Vuitton, Beats, and more sit on the sponsor roster. Inter Miami pays big, so do revenue shares tied to Apple TV and MLS merchandise. Messi's money arrives from everywhere: pitch, products, pixels. But you don't reach this level by spending a lot. Messi spends like he plays. Efficient, controlled, surgical. Chapter 3. The Spanish Sanctuary. Just outside Barcelona, 12 miles from the Camp Nou, sits Castelldefels. White facade, green lawn, a private mini-pitch for kids to chase what their father already caught. The home was bought and refined over the years, reportedly touching 8 figures in value after upgrades and expansions. Rumors say he even bought the neighbor's place for more privacy. Whether or not that's true, the message is unmistakable. Peace is the real luxury. Inside, it's warmth and routine. Family breakfasts, recovery sessions, the hum of a life that avoids the spotlight unless there's a match to play. Chapter 4. Miami in the Sky. Cross the Atlantic, and you land in a different version of Messi's quiet. Miami, Porsche-designed tower. The building has its own theater. It has its own beach view. It has its own car elevator. You drive in. The tower lifts your car to your floor. You step from a supercar to a living room like it's the most normal thing in the world. His duplex runs about 3,200 square feet, with white marble surfaces and walls of glass that turn the Atlantic into art. A few miles up the coast, the Regalia Tower adds an entire floor to its footprint, around 5,500 square feet inside plus 2,000 outside. A wraparound balcony that turns sunsets into a daily show. 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, a wine room, panoramic views. Together, the Miami residences are comfortably north of $12 million. The vibe isn't, "Look at me," it's a sanctuary with ocean air. In Fort Lauderdale, he adds a Bay Colony waterfront estate with serious frontage, bought for a reported 8 figures. Because in Miami, water is the new land. Chapter 5. The Garage That Whispers. Messi's cars don't scream, they purr. They accelerate with purpose. Audi RS6, Audi A7, Audi Q7, Mercedes-Benz GLE, Range Rover Sport and Range Rover Vogue, Porsche Panamera, Maserati Gran Turismo, Cadillac Escalade for family duty. A Ferrari F430 Spider sits on the because why not shelf. The Pagani Zonda rumors float around, and while the internet loves to argue about the exact garage list, the theme holds: performance wrapped in understatement, power chosen for feel, not flash. There's the myth of a $36 million Ferrari 335S Spider Scaglietti, auction lore, bidding war stories with other legends. True or not, it captures something about the brand gravity that follows him. When the richest toys in the world move, people assume Messi might be near. Chapter 6. On the water, off the grid. When the calendar opens, Messi's off the dock. The Bonetti Inspiration Yacht has been a recurring sight. About 125 feet, 4 decks, 5 cabins, and enough teak to make your feet forget land. He's been photographed aboard with family and Luis Suarez. Purchase price estimates hover around $20 million. Weekly charters for similar yachts run around $200,000. Either way, the ocean is where he resets. No neon nightclubs, no headlines. A ball for the kids, a book, the hiss of air through the rails at speed. A reminder that silence is a status symbol. Chapter 7. The jet that writes time. The Gulfstream G550 can fly intercontinentally without blinking. 19 passengers. Speeds that erase distance. The tail often bears the number 10 steps etched with his family's names. Reports peg the jet's value around the mid-teens in millions. For Messi, the jet isn't a trophy, it's time travel. It compresses space between training and bedtime stories, between Miami sunsets and Argentine mornings. The ultra-wealthy collect hours the way the rest of us collect receipts. A jet lets you buy more of the only currency that matters. Chapter 8. The Watch Box. Rolex Oyster Perpetual, Yachtmaster, Daytona, Submariner. Audemars, Piguet Royal Oak Family, 𝐬𝐵𝐿 pieces that look like micro-architecture on the wrist. Patek Philippe Nautilus in rose gold. Some price tags slide past 6 figures. 1 or 2 creep higher. The collection reads like a timeline of wins and milestones. You don't strap on a watch like that just to tell time, you wear it to remember why time matters. Chapter 9. The hotels, the restaurant, the label. Messi's business empire doesn't yell, but it doesn't sleep either. MIM Hotels is a boutique chain in Spain and Andorra with a clean modern aesthetic and a focus on sustainable luxury. Mallorca for beaches, Baqueira for snow, Andorra for mountains, and Ibiza because Ibiza suites push into the 4-digit range per night during peak. It's hospitality built to echo his brand, polished, quiet, high-performing. In Barcelona, Bella Vista del Jardín del Norte blends family and food in a space that feels like a neighborhood memory, sharpened by design. An estimated multi-million euro build, and a lot of heart. The Messi store brings his name into closets worldwide. Launched in 2019 with 𝐬𝐿 it's minimalist and modern. Millions of followers photos that look like mood boards for ambition, apparel that turns his understated presence into a palette. As for the future, he's moving towards sports tech and digital plays. Cameras shift, platforms evolve, icons learn to live beyond the footage. Chapter 10. The case that stained the jersey. Spain convicts Messi and his father in a tax fraud case related to image rights routed through companies in Belize and Uruguay, with connections in the UK and Switzerland. The figure was north of 4 million euros in unpaid taxes. The court imposed fines and suspended prison sentences under 2 years, which, under Spanish law, typically means no time served for first-time nonviolent offenders. Corrective payments were made with interest. For the first time, the name that lived on back pages for brilliance sat on front pages for scandal. It didn't change the player. It did change the perimeter around him. More lawyers, more layers, more lines guarding the person from the world that wants to consume him. Chapter 11. The Security Doctrine. Security follows Messi like a second shadow. The head of security, 𝐬𝐿_𝐞𝐭, is a former soldier and fighter, known for moving like a linebacker on the sidelines. He once sprinted along the touchline to cut off a pitch invader. That intensity got him suspended from the sideline during matches, but the mission remains the same: keep the world a step away. Reports describe a 50-person security operation spanning travel, residences, match days, and the gray space between. Formations change based on threat level advanced team scout routes. Homes are selected and engineered for distance, sightlines, and control. In a life where everyone wants a piece of you, safety isn't optional. It's infrastructure. Chapter 12. Miami Mode. Inter Miami did more than change jerseys. It changed pace. The lifestyle dial turned toward family and coastlines. NBA games with the kids' dinners in places that expect privacy. Training, then beach walks. A league that bends rules to accommodate a star who bends reality. Behind the scenes, the move came with upside. Apple TV plus revenue shares, merchandise percentages, a league partnership model that turns one man's presence into a rising tide. For MLS, it's a dream. For Messi, it's a late career horizon that still glows. Chapter 13. Followers and leverage. More than 500 million people follow Messi on Instagram. That's not an audience. That's a nation-state. When he posts, markets move. When he wears a brand, trend lines tilt. Endorsements around $30 million annually aren't just contracts. They're pipelines. Adidas sits at the center with a lifetime agreement. The rest orbit. Social reach amplifies the quiet. He doesn't need to talk often. When he does, it's enough. Chapter 14. Argentina, always. Rosario is never far. La Fortaleza, his compound in his hometown, sits behind privacy and pride. Family, roots. A theater for nights when the past comes back in highlights. A gym for days when the future needs building. A garage because boys from Rosario still love engines. National team duty reframed his arc. For years he carried the weight of an impatient nation. Then Qatar, then the parade, then the legacy that no one can argue. Chapter 15. What the numbers don't show. Salary figures impress, balance sheets amaze, but Messi's real currency is control. Control over the ball, over his time, over how much of himself he gives the world. He built a life to be lived behind glass, with glimpses offered on his terms. He donates quietly, funds hospitals, supports foundations for kids facing the same medical battles he once did. The public doesn't always see the checks. That's fine. The work matters more than the headlines. A lifetime deal with Adidas brings in about $25 million a year. Endorsements span everything from tech to fashion. At his peak, he earned around $75 million in salary and bonuses each season. Forbes crowned him the world's highest-paid athlete in 2022 at $130 million for the year. His career earnings have passed $1 billion, with a net worth estimated around $600 million after taxes and investments. He owns a Gulfstream jet worth roughly $15 million, Miami real estate that touches the sky, and a garage where Italian art meets engineering. Hotels, fashion, and tech ventures turn his name into a brand, while a tight security ring and a steady family keep him grounded. Closing the quiet empire. Messi's wealth isn't noise, it's discipline made visible. The homes, cars, and jets are not status symbols but signatures of control. From a boy who injected hope into his legs to a man whose plane chases the sun, he built an empire that whispers and still commands every room. He made football look effortless, success look calm, and privacy the ultimate luxury. For more stories of power built in silence, subscribe and see whose world we uncover next.